You do not have to know how to do anything with your mind. It is all in your body. Hi. Hi. Where's the camera? I woke up with all this energy and, like a nudge to do a video. And so this is all very experimental at this phase. Not that my whole life wasn't experimental, but I'm entering new territory in how I do this work. It's always been a partnership with the field, with presence, with the intelligence that helped me shift and changed me and morphed me into this moment. I've referred to it as threshold, where it's just brand new territory. And keeping with the message that came through in the first video about this golden sphere enveloping Earth and all of us, it's perhaps a demonstration of how to shift into the resonant reality in the ways that they taught me over my lifetime. Now, when I say they, I'm not going to explain things as much as we move forward. I'm just going to send people back to the original material to catch up, but I have to stay with this rapid acceleration now and showing up with this intelligence and allowing it to show me or stream through me, or I don't know what translation looks like now. So I don't want to hang out in this wondering space for too long. I woke up with the love, and it has always given me the somatic markers in my right palm. It's like pure love. Um, and it matches my heart energy. There are other times when the energy presents on the bottoms of the feet. And other somatic markers, but I'm having trouble talking now because the energy comes in and the blending occurs. What they're showing me now is that uh, I can't speak for anybody else and how this works, but I have to stay with what they show me and the way that the human body, our original human design, how we were made, and the technology that we're not accessing or utilizing. A lot of content about this in the past, over the years. Uh, so it looks like channeling. I'm not channeling an entity. I'm not channeling a persona. I'm not channeling anything known, any named thing in the limited grid, the before world. They told me a week or so ago that everything that happened in that before world was practice for now. So I'm practicing. So what I'm feeling right now is just immense energy. It keeps growing and expanding, and we'll see how it presents, how it wants to speak. In other words, for me, what that means inside, I'm asking, so am I just blending with you and it's more of a real-time streaming, which I'm used to? The other method is there's a slight delay where I hear and see, and then I go, okay, got it. Here's what they're saying. Those are the two main ways that I have translated in the past. The latter is more for private sessions. Okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is I. We are here now. It is difficult to describe or define who we are, especially now that we are not so much invested in the direction of the smaller grid or limited grid reality that you are emerging from. We speak to both the channel, the translator, as well as anyone who may tune in to these messages. Now, we are an intelligence that so far it is an apt description, it is accurate that the channel describe it as the intelligence that has navigated, assisted, supported, guided her through this life. And we do not wish to be dramatic in any way, but everything was designed to arrive at this timing now. The downloads began for her in the 1987 window. Now, we do not speak to your minds. We do not speak to your intellect to offer you lots of juicy details about what 1987 was about and what each phase, what each stage was about. For if you spend too much time and attention in the past, you will miss the streaming that is occurring now. The vision from last week, the message that we delivered to her on her walk with the golden sphere enveloping your entire planet, your entire solar system, and offering you a taste, a practice time, if you will, a play time with these higher frequencies. Without, we might add, without the extreme reactions that this channel would very much relate to. We are available at this time in this simultaneous sphere so that you may touch into it and say, hi, what's here? But understand it's not an external, hi, what's here? It is all internal. The way that you access this sphere is through your body instrument. This is what we want to encourage you to practice now. We have been encouraging this over the decades of time that we have been working with her. And she has diligently been sharing these things, even though it was incredibly difficult for her to translate. Do you see? She is attempting to translate Yes, which she has often said, the untranslatable. For this is absolutely true. It is not translatable. And if you do begin to translate it to the limited grid, to the spectrum that you were all born into and adapted to, if she begins to turn back in that direction and reduce it to that bandwidth so that you may hear it and see it and perceive it. We are no longer able to reach to that degree, for this is an expansion project now. And it is a demonstration project. And it is also a calling out to those who resonate with what is being said here. There is no program here, there are no steps, there are no workshops, there are no linear ladders to achieve this. And when we say achieve, we are even careful using that word. This is not something to achieve, it is something to remember. It is something to, it is more like, I feel it. It's here. Oh, I'm here. I'm present. What is it that I need to know? And then be receptive and allow the data to arrive. Now, in the beginning, you will all be in a variety of phases, stages, if you will, of relating to frequency data. Now, to some of you, this will sound extremely odd, and you will turn this video off rather rapidly. And that is all right. Others will feel something and be pulled into it in a resonant, magnetic sort of way. And these are the ones that we speak to primarily, the ones who are responding with their body instrument. You do not have to know how to do anything with your mind. It is all in your body. Now, we are assuming that most of you who arrive here and resonate have been doing the healing work, the releasing, the grieving, the letting go, the processing, the willingness to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, we also caution you not to immediately dismiss others who have not done this work, for this is a soul-based agreement, if you will, that in this timing, your soul intent, let us say, we are very careful with definitions at this point, for we know the mind likes to grab and find the existing files. Go look it up in the filing cabinet. Oh, I know what she's saying. It's this, it's over here in this filing cabinet. No, 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 no. It's here. It's in your body. This is where all your files are. This is where all of the data is that you need. And you do not need it explained with the vocabulary and the filing system that was externalized before. We are very careful not to spend too much time in the explaining mode, and we return now to the presence and the present moment. It does not exclude those who have not done the work, in other words. And when we say the work, simply your attention has been given to noticing that perhaps you are triggered or reactionary in ways that disrupt you, your life, your body, your health, your well-being, as well as those around you. We also speak to those who have experienced addiction. This is all under the same umbrella. The coping mechanisms for being forgetful. And the being forgetful part about who you actually are, it is not your fault. So the sooner that you can let go of the blame and the self-judgment and the self-deprecation, this will go much more smoothly for you. Indeed, you have all done things that you have regretted. Some of this behavior has been more alarming than others, but understand that nothing is judged from this larger space. Nothing is judged in a hierarchical sense. Do you see? All that is occurring here now is an invitation to come into the presence in your heart, in your bodies, and to innocently inquire. Now, many of you have said, nobody has been able to tell me how to go within. Now, do not blame the ones who have been attempting to support you and invite you and show you how they landed within. You see, there are no linear steps, but we would encourage you to listen to those who have actually experienced this shove within. And this usually has to do with transformational experiences, or let us say, transformational experiences can occur in all of the experiencer modalities. If you have studied this material, what exists online, it can be accident, it can be illness, it can be anything that shoves you out of your comfort zone, out of your existing patterns. So a shove, from our view, is a blessing. And it is an opportunity for you to dive deeper and to meet this presence within you, that once you orient to it, you will understand how to relate to this resonant field, this resonant sphere that is the emerging resonant reality. This is how you shift. Do you see? You've all been using that word from the filing cabinet under shift. The shift is done in this way. Now, if you do not want to experience this as an illness or an accident, let us say, take the initiative and begin to inquire. We have offered the dialogue tool. It is very, very simple, but the blocks within human consciousness, we note, are very creative. The distractions away from this present moment connection. So that is all right. It is more about continuing the practice. In fact, when the channel was given this tool, she was guided to set up a practice time several times a week or every day, same time, same place, if that is possible for you. This sends out the signal that you mean business, that you are not simply playing with another idea or concept. For this is not a concept. You will find rather quickly if you engage with it. This is something that you decide. If you want to interface or interact with the resonant reality. Your body, your feelings will rapidly shift and accelerate into this natural operating system. We have had it translated through the channel as your original architecture. When it begins to be embodied, we refer to this as your true architecture. It is operational. You are using it in the way that it was designed. It does not say you are perfect and that you are using it fully. It is all play at this phase. Now, at this point, we will not necessarily define your time space phase markers, but just understand that you are in a corridor of rapid acceleration if you choose. If you engage with your body, with your feelings, with your heart, and you actually go within, you will notice. You will notice that this shift will take you very quickly into aha, revelatory moments where you understand within your body instrument. And when that recognition occurs, then you are solidifying it more in your body instrument instead of externally, for that is how you have oriented since you were born, some more than others. It is not saying that anything that you have found to be inspiring, beautiful, wonderful, all of that is included in the resonant fear experience. What you will note will be released gradually or suddenly at this point is your misunderstandings about what life is, about what love is, what joy is, what delight is, what beauty is. You will begin to reorient to this in actuality rather than having it framed for you from your filing system, rather than having it framed for you and then you relate to that frame. Do you see? That is what going within means, is that you will rediscover the essence of what that is. No frames, pure feeling, pure essence. And then once you orient to that and you solidify yourself in your true architecture, this is when your creativity explodes, your collaboration with others explodes. It is an entirely different orientation. We hesitate to say new, for this is actually your original architecture. Now, when you, the ones who are here now in bodies and have lived at least a few decades, this does not exclude children, but we'll get there. Once you start this re-embodiment process and you reclaim your essence, you embody it, and you begin to practice and play with it, you're going to individualize this first. We encourage you before extending yourself to other people. It must be solid to a degree within you. Once this occurs, a signal is broadcast out or in, whichever you prefer in this moment. And the new beings may arrive. You see, these new beings that want to enter in do not need to experience this limited grid reality. They have no interest in it. None whatsoever. They don't need it. They don't want it. It's not part of their plan. Do you see? It was yours. But many, many, many of you came here in this incarnation, in this space-time focus, to make this shift so that you could open the space for the ones who come next. We will leave it at that for now. But it's up to you to want to generate, to participate in this resonant reality. For this is almost like a womb for the new ones who will be arriving. They will not survive what you are emerging from. They are not designed for that. So you may be one who reorients yourself, broadcasts this true architecture, and naturally sends out that signal for the new beings to arrive. Now, this is an overview, and it is speaking to your thoughts. It is also more broadcasting to your body instrument. There's a little bit of both here, so that you understand the platform for which we are broadcasting. This is our work, and this is a multi-decade project of morphing, of mutating, of preparing this body instrument to speak to you and to invite you into this collective expansion, this individual expansion first, into a collective expansion, so that you may be a part of this leap into the next level human, if you will. Now, one last point that we want to make sure you're aware of. The as above, so below concept, there is something here. So anytime that we speak about what's possible through expansion, you're going to see a mirror for these same kinds of principles, but in the direction of contraction. So there is a next level human that unfolds in this natural way, expanding way, in love, truth, life, joy, collaboration. In contraction, it is continuing down the path of allowing a different kind of intelligence to be your authority and to tell you what to do and what to feel. That is an option for you. But most of you who will be hearing this message will understand that that is not what you chose. You will be very clear about that. You just simply are in this in-between space where nothing seems to be as clear as you want it to be. The clarity arrives when you make the commitment to be present with what's available to you in the ways that we have touched on now. So in this threshold space, there are choices being made every day, every hour, every moment as to which you prefer. There will be, in the contraction direction, a different kind of human as well. So it's mirroring. It's just, which one do you prefer? There is no need to be overly dramatic about what we are speaking of. We prefer to bring you into the moment and ask you, which do you prefer? You get to choose. And your choice is your choice. There is no judgment from the expansion direction. In the direction of the next level of human, it is exciting, it is joyful, it is sovereign. It is remembering and embodying more and more and more of who you actually are and who you were designed to be. So that the new ones, the next level, can arrive and be comfortable and loved and supported and encouraged. We will leave it at that. Now, we hear some of you, whenever you're listening to this, who is speaking? Who is she channeling? Which archangel is this? This is the field itself. This is, in this moment, a grouping of, let us say, nodal intelligence. This is grouping of intelligences that reside in the field of your true architecture, our shared original architecture. Just feel that. When you hop up to the head and you start to get busy here, you will lose the connection with where your data, your information actually comes from. And this is part of what we want to help you orient to. We are not teaching, we are helping you orient. You are dearly loved and you are held in this process. Do not be afraid. Continue to choose love and be present. And you will always hear and feel and know what you need to know at every stage. There are attunement tools that we can provide to you. And even those are temporary. It is to lift you into this threshold space so that you can reorient to it in your own form. And then the fun part comes where you begin to relate to each other from this new resonance capacity. New to you, but it is not new to your design. And we have delivered much material on why this occurred, why the suppression of what we have called the mother light, the mother aspect of your being, the divine feminine, whatever terminology you choose, it is the missing piece. And once this begins to be restored and reconnected in your body instrument, you are connected to the field, and that's where your data is, and that's the resonance sphere. Until next time, good day. It's very different. Wow, okay. I see what they mean. Um, I see what they mean about it accessing differently. Okay, so I'm not ready to open my eyes yet, but I thank you for coming along with me on this present moment exploration, you know, of how this is changing now for me in this threshold space. You know, not using all my bandwidth to try and translate to the linear mind. That's what they say I can't do anymore. That it's not going to work. Anyway. I appreciate that you're possibly joining me on this journey, not knowing what comes next. This isn't the way that I brought through transmissions before. It's a different kind of energy. So I'm getting used to it. My body instrument is getting used to it. It's been upgraded. It's mutated over my life so that I would be available for this time. And I'm not the only one. That's throughout all the material. I just haven't met a whole lot of you, and I'd like to.